The Magic Glasses. Violet had always worn glasses for as long as she could remember. Being 10 years old, it was possible she'd been wearing them for 10 years. Maybe she was born with glasses. Violet couldn't see things that were far away from her, but she also had trouble reading. Her eyesight was very poor. Sometimes, while she was doing her homework in study hall, her glasses would slide down to the tip of her nose. And once they even fell off her face and landed on the floor. "Violet, what's going on?" her teacher, Mrs. Sherwood, asked when she saw Violet crawling on the floor once her hands were stretched out. "I can't find my glasses," replied Violet shyly. The rest of the students looked up from their books and started to laugh. When Violet found the brown specks behind her desk, she quickly put them back onto her face. But they wouldn't stay on. They were broken. Not wanting to draw any more attention to herself, Violet held her glasses onto her face with her index finger and pretended to read. That night, she told her mother what had happened. "We're going to have to get you new glasses," she said sternly. Violet's mother was a doctor, and she worked long hours. When she came home, she was often too tired to do much of anything other than watch television with Violet. Her father didn't live with her. He'd moved out of the house when Violet was just a little girl. She visited her father on the weekends, though. He lived in a nearby town and always took her to baseball games in the summer. But it wasn't summer yet. Violet still had 3 months left of school, and that meant 3 more months of being made fun of because of her silly, loose glasses. Violet hated her glasses. The day after her glasses had fallen to the floor, Violet's mother took her to the eye doctor. They did all sorts of tests to see whether she needed a new prescription. After the tests, which showed that her eyes had gotten worse since the last time she'd been there, it was time to pick out new glasses. Violet looked at the shiny glass case that was almost as tall as she was. There were boring brown frames and simple black frames, but there were also some pink and blue frames, and even some sparkly yellow frames. "Mom, can I get those?" Violet said, pointing to the sparkly yellow frames. "No, you cannot. Those glasses are not appropriate for school," her mother said tersely. "But," said Violet. "No buts. You will get these frames right here," said her mother, pointing to some round gray glasses that Violet hadn't even noticed. Oh, Violet was sad, but there was no use arguing with her mother. She was stuck with the gray frames. Still, Violet wasn't about to put them on right away. She decided to pout instead, all the way home. The next day was a Saturday. It was raining hard, and Violet wouldn't have gone outside if her father weren't coming to take her to the movies. "You all ready, Bug?" her dad asked when he came to pick her up. He always called her Bug. "Where are your glasses?" he asked when he saw her squinting up at him. I got new ones," said Violet. Worried that her father wouldn't like them, she'd put them in her backpack and was going to wear them in the dark theater where she knew no one could see them. "Well, where are they?" he said. Violet, not wanting to cause a scene, reached into her bag and put the round gray frames onto her face. She didn't like them and was hoping maybe she could convince her dad to buy her new ones. On the way to the movie theater, she noticed something very strange while peering through her new glasses. Way in the distance, a small bird was smiling at her, flapping its wings and smiling. "That can't be right," she thought. Then she looked around and noticed that other birds were making faces as well. A pigeon in a tree almost a mile away looked as if it had smelled something strange. Its beak was twisted to the side as if in disgust. Then, on the sidewalk near a park where they were approaching, she could see a squirrel sneeze, rub its nose, then move its lips as if to say, "Excuse me." Immediately, she pulled the glasses off of her face in shock. "What's wrong?" asked her father. But Violet didn't want to say what she had seen. Were animals supposed to be so animated? Were these magical glasses? She didn't know, but one thing was for sure, she'd never seen such things before in her life, and she wanted to see more. Slowly, she put the glasses back on. They were almost at the movie theater, so she made sure to look at as many trees as possible in search of more squirrels, more birds, and more little creatures. Pushing her face up against the car window to her right, she started to stare intently and noticed a man walking his dog. The man was walking slowly, playing with his cell phone while his white poodle was pulling hard on its leash. Violet started to focus on the poodle, and she could have sworn she saw the pet roll its eyes and shake its head. "Hurry up!" she said loudly as her car went by the man with the cell phone. "Your dog is getting bored!" "Excuse me?" said her father. "Who are you yelling at?" "Oh, nothing," said Violet. Her new glasses were her little secret, for now, and she couldn't wait to explore the world through a new set of eyes. The magic glasses.